Hey guys, Wefes here and welcome to another Hearthstone video. Today we're going to talk about the Hearthstone's new expansion, One Night in Karazhan. It was announced earlier today and they actually released a few cards, so let's take a look at them right now. First and foremost, we'll talk about Enchanted Raven. It's a 1 mana 2/2 druid card and it's pretty good. It's a beast as well, and we all know that druids need better 1-drop cards, right? Other than coin wild growth, they actually need to do other things other than living roots or raven idol if they're really forced to. They really want to do something else, and this is the card for them. Other notable 1-drops that druid has are Forbidden Ancient, but let's be real, it's definitely not a 1 mana card. You don't play it 1 mana 1/1. It's really lame if you do that, and nobody plays Naturalize. Not many people do. Savagery, nobody plays that. And Claw, it's not a good card. So it's a good card for druids to be able to play early on, but it's definitely not pushing druids into the direction of beast druids, right? Because Blizzard has tried so many times to try and push druids into the beast direction, and they have failed every single time. Next up, we have a Kindly Grandmother. Alright, it's a 2 mana 1/1 Death Rattle, summon a 3/2 Big Bad Wolf. Alright, so Little Rig Riding Hood has arrived in Hearthstone, and it's a smaller version of Twilight Summoner, and it's a sticky minion, which means it stays on the board. It's a hunter card, and it joins the ranks of the other Beast and Death Rattle minions, right? Beast plus Death Rattle minions are Fiery Bat, Infested Wolf, Savannah Highmane. These are all really sticky minions and they are really dangerous. We have other Beast Death Rattle cards like Huge Toad. Yeah, those cards make Hunter decks really strong. So it is possible that the Hunter archetype can slowly shift into the N'Zoth and Huhuran decks instead of still being like, you know, a hybrid between Death Rattle and Call of the Wild, because Call of the Wild is just way too strong right now. Hunters just default to that instead of using N'Zoth and Huhuran. So who knows? Maybe this card might push the Hunter archetype to the N'Zoth side. And once the Kindly Grandmother dies, the Big Bad Wolf appears. And she's gonna, you know, huff and puff and blow your house down. Next, we have Ethereal Peddler. It's a 5 mana 5/6 rogue card, and Battlecry reduce the cost of cards in your hand from other classes by 2. So the stats are actually pretty good, and the text is kind of really specific, right? You really need to have either Burgle or Undercity Huckster in your deck in order for this card text to work. Basically, let's assume that you have Burgle and Undercity Huckster, 2 of each in your deck, and you played them all, and you got 6 cards in your hand that are not your class. You would have around 12 mana discounted. But let's be real, it's not possible for you to have 6 cards of your opponent's class in your hand that will get discounted, right? And let's not forget to mention that if you're facing another rogue, you're not gonna get any discounts even if you burgle them. So that's something you have to take note of. I don't seem to like this much amount of RNG, right? The last time there was this much RNG, it was the Yoxaron Tavern Brawl, and nobody liked it at all. For this card, it's the same thing. You wanna, when you're putting Burgle and Undercity Huckster in your deck, you're like, okay, maybe I can get some cards from your opponent, right? But you really don't know what cards they are, and you don't even know what class they are, right? So there are just way too many unknowns. You don't know what classes they are, you don't know what cards you'll be getting, you don't know how useful those cards are, and then when you play Ethereal Peddler, you just make them cheaper so that even if they are useless cards, they might be playable. That's just way too many RNG and way too much RNG. And the worst part of it all is that if you play Ethereal Peddler, if you get Ethereal Peddler before you get your Burgle cards or your Undercity Huckster, it's just gonna be really bad. I think it's just way too many unknowns for me to actually think that this card is good. Vanilla wise, it's still pretty standard, so I'm giving it the 5 out of 10. Still a card that's playable in Arena, but I wouldn't consider it in Constructed. There are way too many other 5 drops that are good for Rogue. Yep. So we have Ivory Knight. It's a 6 mana Paladin card. It's a 4/4. Stat wise, it's okay, but the battle cry is what is really interesting, right? It's discover a spell and restore health to your hero equal to its cost. So basically Paladins get even more heals. They already have Forbidden Healing, they already have Guardian of Kings, they already have Lay on Hands, they already have Ragnarok's Light Lord, and now they have Ivory Knight. Congratulations Paladin, you officially are the most healy class in the whole of Hearthstone. So to be fair, Paladins have a whole bunch of 1-drops because secrets, right? We have Redemption, we have Resurrect, we have Noble Sacrifice, we have Sacred Trial, we have Repentance. That's like 5 spells altogether. I'm not gonna count Avenge because Avenge is wild, and not many people play wild nowadays. So there we go. But I've listed out some of the best discovers that Ivory Knight can give. It can discover Lay on Hands. It can discover Anything Can Happen. I mean, Lay on Hands, you heal for 8 and then you heal for 8 again when draw 3 cards. That's really good. Anything Can Happen, sure, even if you're not playing a Murloc deck, if you really need the heals. Avenging Wrath is also good. Forbidden Healing, technically it doesn't heal you now, but it heals you for 20 later, which is also good. But really sometimes you might want to use a 6-drop as well as a 4-drop, right? So if you play Ivory Knight and you see Consecrate, you might want to, you know, heal yourself for 4 as well as clear the board. And that's actually a pretty insane combo as well. So that's that. But if there is an option for you to play, to pick higher drops, pick higher drops. It gives you exponentially more value. And Hearthstone is all about value, am I right? So this card is really good. You don't have to play around it. It's pretty much the new Mysterious Challenger, and I give it an 8 out of 10. Next card, Firelands Portal. We have a 7 mana mage card that deals 5 damage. 7 mana deal 5 damage, are you serious? But it summons a random 5 cost minion, right? I don't know what it is with mages nowadays, but it seems to be summoning a lot of random minions nowadays. Like you have a Faceless Summoner, all these stupid things. But let's take a look at all the 5-drops that happen, right? Notable, okay, most of the 5-drops are pretty good. Like some notable 5-drop minions are Earth Elemental. That's like literally the most insane one that you can get, because it's Earth Elemental is technically an 8 mana minion, not a 5 mana, but it is a 5 mana. And we have Leroy Jenkins, which is insane. If you play Firelands Portal and it summons a Leroy, you technically have lethal. But sometimes you might get a Grim Patron. That's fine because you can ping the Grim Patron once it appears. Now, we're gonna get into some really serious territory right here. We have Naga Sea Witch, Venture Cove Mercenary. These are the 2 minions that you have to take note of. They are 5-drop minions, and they can potentially screw your order. So basically, when you play Firelands Portal, suddenly you want to play a 2 mana minion or a 2 mana spell or something like that. You can't play them anymore simply because Naga Sea Witch is there. Your 2 mana spell has become a 5 mana spell. That's not good. Our Venture Cove Mercenary appears. I mean, it's a good minion, don't get me wrong, but then you can't play your other minions, your 2-drops, like your, I don't know. Just play your minions and spells first before playing Firelands Portal, right? That's just the way to go. Otherwise, you might live to regret it, right? Also, Validated Doomsayer, it might save your life, it might not, but just know that the option is there, and it's really scary when you like deal 5 damage. Oh god, oh good, I get a 5 mana minion and it's a 0/7. You're gonna be really pissed. But one of the worst 5-drops that you can get from this one would be Ram Wrangler. because it's a free mana, 5 mana free that does nothing. Grim Patron is a 5 mana free, but it does something. You can still ping it, but for Ram Wrangler it can't. So I consider the worst 5-drop you can get from this is the Ram Wrangler. Next up we have Barnes. It's a legendary card, legendary neutral card, and it's a 4 mana 3/4. Battlecry, summon a 1/1 copy of a random minion in your deck. The first time I saw this card I was like, maybe it might be interesting, but no, I don't think it's good. There's just way too much work to play around, right? I mean, if you want to talk about legendary cards like Reno Jackson, it's really good because even if you play around Reno Jackson, your decks are still decent. But when you play around Barnes, it's like you really don't know what's going on. Like, you don't know what minion is summoned from your deck. Sure enough, it works best with Death Rattles. Like you can randomly summon a 1/1 Cairn Bloodhoof, that's insane. 1/1 Sylvanas, that's really good. 1/1 Harvest Golem, that's fine. So or 1/1 Infested Wolf, 1/1 Fiery Bat, those are really good. But that's only for the Death Rattles, right? It summons a random minion, it doesn't say summon a random Death Rattle minion. So sometimes you might not get what you want, right? So the RNG factor is there, but Death Rattle decks are still really good with Barnes. Like, I can see Barnes being played in Death Rattle Hunters, but other than that, I don't see Barnes being played at all. Sure enough, the trigger effects for 1/1 are still possible. For example, if you summon a 1/1 Brand, you can suddenly play some Battlecry minions and suddenly flood the board and stuff like that. But what are the chances of that happening, right? You have a maximum of 6 mana to combo into something else after you play Barnes. So it's not as playable. So I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. They could prove me wrong though. You could prove me wrong. Next, we have the Curator. It's a 7 mana 4/6 with Taunt Legendary. It's a legendary card, guys. This is a legendary card. I don't know how it is a legendary card, but it's shit. Alright, it's shit. Alright, 7 mana 4/6, the stats are shit. And let's take a look at the text, shall we? Battlecry, draw a beast, dragon, and murloc from your deck. So basically you need your deck to have a beast, a dragon, as well as a murloc in order to get the full value of this card. You're not going to get full value of this card. Not ever. Not ever. Alright? The most likely scenario is that you draw only 1 card. Sometimes 2, because most decks run Azure Drake, right? So even if you have a beast, say a Beast Druid or something like that, you might be able to draw Azure Drake and Mounted Raptor, and that makes this card slightly better. But I probably only see the Curator being played in the arena, because for Constructed it's just nonsense. You don't play a deck that has so many different kinds of minions. You usually want to play around synergy, right? Beast synergy, dragon synergy, even murloc synergy, but we don't play around all 3 at the same time. That's just too greedy. It's not a good card. But that's all the cards that were revealed today. So this is the game board that was revealed during the stream as well, and the card backs. The second card back on the right, the most fabulous Tarot card back, is only available when you buy the entire bundle on the first week of launch. So if you don't, and you're a Scrooge like me, and you want to use your coins to play your adventure slowly, then you probably won't be able to get the card back. But yeah, One Night in Karazhan hits Hearthstone in August the 11th, and I will definitely be making videos of me trying to, you know, fix Medivh's mistakes. Or maybe it wasn't Medivh's mistake. Something might have attacked Medivh during the party. We don't know what's going on. So let's find out in my videos. I'll see you guys next time.